Hello everybody, good afternoon, how are you all? I am really tired. Again, like some form of permanently exhausted pigeon, but yes, Wilson has left. He is on the 4:30 ferry, so he's on his way up there now, and I'm going out with you this afternoon to keep me cheerful because I am going to miss him, obviously. So yes, just a little bit of housekeeping to start off with. If you're watching this as a replay, if you're not watching this live, if you're watching this later on, I will be addressing the adverts. The adverts get bunched up at the beginning of the video to start with, and it takes a little while for them to generate for me to be able to move them about. So if there are a million ads at the beginning of it, I do apologise. I am working on it and I will get that done as soon as I possibly can. So either bear with it or come back in a couple of days if you would like to. But anyway, hello everybody. We have some peeps here. We've got Caroline. Good morning. Stephanie Sows says good morning. The lovely Jennifer is here. She says hello gorgeous people. Hello Jennifer. Maria says good morning. Caroline says afternoon everybody. Joanne says good afternoon. Damn it Apparel is here, says hi everyone. Anne-Marie says hello beautiful shine and peeps. Hello Anne-Marie, thank you very much. Cecilia says hello, hope everyone has had a nice week. Mary is here. Good morning peeps. Good morning Mary, how are you my lovely? Cassie says good morning. Nimoy says hey peeps. Kathy says good morning everyone. Catrice is here. Good morning. So yes, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do today. Absolutely no idea. I've got bunches of stuff all around me, and I've got plenty of things that I could be doing, I suppose. As you guys know, I have a little pile of projects down here. I don't really want to rethread the overlocker. I'm being really lazy. It's not good, is it? I've also I've got my Woodland Harmony fabric here for making the 9077, this one, and I've kind of got stuck on it a little bit because the orange one that I've made, the button is pulling here, and it's because there is enough room in there for my boobs if it was a normal dress with a zip in the back, or if it was a dress without plackets and the buttonholes went sideways. There's more than enough room, but because the buttonholes are vertical, it really emphasizes if there's even just a little bit of strain on, and I mean there isn't any strain because there is more than enough room in there. But I have traced the largest size that I have, the size 14, so, and it's meant to have given me a 40-inch bust, and I mean my bust is 38, so there's a lot, you know, there's 2 inches of ease in there. I think that's right. It might be 39. I think it was 40 though. So I kind of don't want to start on this one until I've worked that out, and I think what I need to do is a small full bust adjustment, because I don't want it to be pulling there. I have put press studs in to kind of help the situation, but yeah, I've kind of got a little bit stuck with this one. So the fabric's just sitting there at the moment. And then I have all the pairs of trousers that I traced out. Oh, and the skirt. So I need to alter all the pairs of trousers that I've traced out. But we still don't have a moving date as yet. There's just a lot of I've been getting a lot of messages and comments and stuff just being like, is the system always this bad in the UK? And I think we've just been slightly unlucky with what's happening, and it's just taking, there's lots of things that are just taking a lot longer than it usually would. And yeah, I mean all the different legal aspects are all making positive noises at the moment. There's been a few balls dropped by a few different people along the way, but nothing major, just sort of like little bits and pieces along the way that have just added up to lots and lots of delays. So we don't have an exchange and complete date yet. We don't have a moving date. The movers that we were going to use are now fully booked through till the new year. So we're using a different company that quoted around about the same amount of money, and we're just as lovely. So, you know, we still can move, and we're hoping we're really hoping it's going to be the first week in December, because it would just be really nice to be kind of unpacked and normal for Christmas this year. Whether that will happen, I have no idea, but it would be nice. So we'll see. But yes, we are still moving, and hopefully soon. But I mean, who knows? So yes. Anne's here from Vermont. Good morning, Anne. Sandy says good morning, everybody. Good morning. Sandra Flo is here. Hello, everyone. Hi. Nimue says we just had waffles, so yummy, and I ate too much. No regrets. Yum. Jennifer says I'm actually in the sewing room, so I'm mostly listening whilst ironing and sewing a quilt top or masks for sale. Very nice. Cassie says, I'm making the Closet Core Bombshell swimsuit. It's my first swimsuit and I rarely work with stretch. I fitted it and I don't want to take it off. Nice. That's very cool. Eleanor is here. Good morning. Good morning, Eleanor. How are you? Shanova is here. Good morning. Caroline says, my nephew and family moved last Thursday, originally meant to be in July, but joys of the chain. Yes. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Nimue says, Sean, do you remember if and how you pre-washed the gorgeous suede you gifted me? I'm playing around with the math of how to make the most of it. No idea how properly care for it once. I would see what I was planning on doing for myself was going to be like a gored skirt to take in the and put one of those at the bottom of each gore. That was how I was planning on. I think that's what you're doing with yours as well. And it's so wide as well, you might end up with enough suede from the top to make a bag or something. But what I would have done was cut a corner off and tried washing it, but that's not going to tell you how it's going to work with the embroidery. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe don't wash it and get one of those suede sprays, so that it's slightly stain resistant, and then have it dry cleaned. So that would probably be is suede spray it and spot clean it, and then dry clean it if it really needs it. That would be what I would do with that, because the suede itself might go through the washing machine perfectly, but what about the ribbon in it? But you can't cut a bit of the ribbon off to test that because it'll all unravel. So yeah. So Crafty Nana says, good morning from Ohio, working in the kitchen right now on Thanksgiving prep. Very cool. Sarah says, good evening from sunny, dusky Ipswich. Good evening. Laurel's here. Good morning from Chicago. Just put a loaf of pumpkin bread in the oven and have to tidy the kitchen before sitting down to work on my jacket. Very nice. I made Wilson pork and apple burgers with wedges and a salad for lunch because it was a HelloFresh meal and it was the last one I had, so we had that for lunch. We had chicken curry last night, which was really yummy. Big Bird bought this for Mum. It's the biggest mug in the thing, so I'm just like, yeah. Jennifer Turner, hiya, hello, welcome. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Nancy's here. Hello, Nancy. How are you, my lovely? Oh, as well, some slight more housekeeping. Lots of you have been messaging me saying that you got your presents sent out to your pattern swap partners, and I've not replied to anyone as yet. I'm going to be doing that on Monday. I'm going to sit down and go through my inbox and get that all sorted out on Monday. So, yeah, and it will. I will just send back a very quick message with a sort of like a thumbs up to let you know that I've received it and I've marked you down as having sent your present. I think somebody's actually even received their present so far. I'm also going to be sitting down tomorrow and sending mine out because I need to get that done. And I realised that I don't think I've given my swap partners, Michelle, Jennifer and Teresa, my address. So I'm going to do that as well. So yeah, this last week, I think you guys have noticed in the vlogs, I've been a bit of a walking zombie. It's one of those It'll be fine. It will be fine. Carol is here. Good morning from New York. Working on bra sizing this AM. Also need to clean up a bit as this place is a mess. Yeah, I did a little bit of tidying up before I logged on today. It was a little bit of a mess in here as well. So yeah, I'm trying to think what I want to do next as well, because it's all up in the air. We don't have dates to aim for, so I don't know how much time I've got in my sewing room before it all kind of has to be dismantled and taken away. So we'll get there. Makey's here. Good evening from the Netherlands. Lovely to be here. I am hand sewing the final touches on a woolen winter coat for hubby. So glad it's almost finished. Oh, exciting. Mary says, hi Nancy, hope all is well with you. Nimue says, okay, thank you. The ribbon is definitely a worry. I'm thinking about flattening it to minimize strain. And yes, I'm going for gauze. The motifs are a little close together, but I'll make it work. How could we do that? How could you do that with... Yeah, I'm trying to think how you could cut the gauze out, but still, yeah, because the motifs are quite close together. I think there was about 7 of them, if I'm right. Might need to sacrifice one. Oh, I don't know. Nancy says, hi Mary, yes, all is okay. Leaving in a couple of hours to get my hair chopped off. Haven't had it short in years. Oh, exciting, Nancy. Exciting. Very exciting. Right. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't know. Carol says, work on whatever you want, but keep it all in one tote bag so when you do need to pack up, it'll be all together. Yeah. Yeah. And Mary says to Nancy, oh, that's exciting. Post pics afterwards. Yes, we're going to want to see pictures. Yeah, I'm thinking... I was thinking about starting the Gertie coat because I really want to get that done. And I really enjoyed making the velvet coat. And the velvet coat isn't wearable until it's been to the dry cleaners and I've put the fastenings on it. I was actually thinking again the other day about trying machine buttonholes again on it, because I want to make a waistcoat out of that, which is going to need machine buttonholes on them. Although I suppose I could do bound buttonholes with some cotton twill that I have that's the same colour. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I really want to get started on the Gertie coat because I still don't have a coat to wear when it gets colder. But the Gertie coat that I want to start with, because there's going to be at least 2 of them, is the green twill one, which realistically is going to be a trench coat with a layer of green twill and a layer of poly satin, so it's not going to be a warm coat. It's not going to be a warm coat. So I'm very tempted. You guys will have to let me know what you think actually as well, because this will only work if you guys think the lining's going to look good. Oh. The bolts are attacking me. Okay. So, as you guys know, I have a lot of spoonflower cotton silk. Oh, sugar. Nearly swore there. Making a mess. Making a mess. Right. Okay. There's a bolt in there that just won't stay still. Right. Okay. So you guys know I got this coating from All Your Textiles on the Gold Hawk Road, and it is glorious. So I had always intended to use this to make the Gertie coat. And I fully intend on interlining this with black cotton flannel for warmth. And it's quite a thin, I think it's polyester. Like these bits are kind of embossed on. It's really pretty. It's really, really pretty. So I've got this, which I think is going to make an awesome Gertie coat. And I want to do the, I think the notched collar. No, I want to do the shawl collar because I'm going to do the notched collar on the green trench coat version. So I have this. Now, lining. Just saying I've tidied up in here, wasn't I? Now, I have lots of this lining fabric. Well, I mean, it's not lining fabric, it's cotton silk. So I wouldn't be able to use it for the arms. But what do you guys think? I think it works because it brings out the colours in the coating. What do you guys think? Am I mad? Am I crazy? Because this kind of looks like seaweed. That are leaves. And this is a close-up of an abalone shell under a microscope and mirrored and stuff. So, yeah, what do you think? What do you think? I think they work together. And whilst this technically isn't part of the 70s Pirate Capsule collection that I was planning on doing, there wasn't a warm coat included in that because I'm clearly stupid. And I do have some plain black wool that I could do it with, but I think this is so gorgeous. What do you think? Can I smoosh these two together? I think it would work. Now I can see you're all commenting on it, but I can't actually read what you're saying. So I'm going to put this down and I'll come and have a look. I mean, that fabric was always intended to be a Gertie coat. And I do completely intend to make the green twill trench coat version 100%. But don't think it's going to be warm enough for my winter coat, whereas that one, because I'm going to like I said, I'm going to line it with cotton twill. Even thinking about getting some Thinsulate to possibly just put into the bodice as well to make it extra warm. Right, where do we see? Where did I get to? Damn It Apparel says, I'm cooking dinner right now. We'll be sewing after the troops are fed. Very nice. Carol says, my college system, I kept everything else for class in a separate bag. System that really worked. Yeah, I have the Missouri style quilt bags that Michelle sent me that I could put projects into, and that's what I was planning on doing actually. Is when we move, is like just putting any projects all in together so that I knew they weren't going to get separated from their respective parts. So yeah. Nimue says it's actually 10 motifs. I hope a half-inch or quarter circle with a pleated waistline will give me enough angles to cut the panels. Oh, it should do, yeah, but 10, wow, that's cool. I couldn't remember how much fabric there was in there. Mary says, oh, that fabric is so pretty. Caroline says, those two will look great together. I would do it. Stephanie says they're fabulous together. Jennifer has all the heart eyes. Carol says it works. Mary says perfect fabric combo. Love those colours. Nancy says it's stunning. OMG. Think those two together would be absolutely smashing. Yes. Sandra Flo says yes, the coat would be beautiful in those two fabrics. Linda says yes, it works. Jennifer says smoosh away. Nimue says I'd use those fabrics together. I think says it looks great. Cecilia says I'd use them together. Yvonne says, hi Sean, just realised you were doing this today. We'll catch up tomorrow. Back to serve up blackberry and apple crumble. Oh, nice. Noelia's here. Hello, Sean and everyone. And Debbie says lovely together. Yeah, I do. I think they work, don't they? That's the first time I've actually put them next to each other in real life. Up until now, it's been in my head as a, yeah, that's totally going to work. And I do think it is. So yeah, that might be the next project. I need to make a muslin, but I'm only going to make a muslin of the bodice. Let's get the pattern down. I have a feeling that today is going to be one of those days where I don't really do much sewing and I just sit and chat at you, because my little brain is not happy. So I plan on doing, let's see, this version. So with the straight two-piece sleeve, the shawl collar, big skirt. I think that's the one. Like I said, I'm going to do the notched collar for the green trench coat one, but I think the shawl collar for this one would look better. Karen says, hello all, Sunday goal, watch the hangout in real time. Hello, Karen. Welcome. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the one that I go for. Yeah. She does do a hem basting on this, which is great. I think I already worked out my sizing as well. So, oh yeah, she's got break points and full lines and roll lines on it as well. This is good. Found buttonholes is the first thing that she asks you to do. Fun times. I can do this, can't I? I can totally do this. Again, I think what I will do with the bound buttonholes on this one is I think I will do them in a solid black cotton fabric rather than that wool, because I think that might disintegrate. Mind you, the cut edge looks fine, so maybe it won't. Maybe I'll try one in that. We'll do some experimentation. Cassie says, that's fine. It's either you or Tim the Tallman Taylor chatting at me. Awesome. I do love the different sleeve options on this, like the lantern sleeve and the bell sleeve. I don't know if I'd have the guts to carry it off though. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe in a future version. So, I mean, I have the interfacing. I have all the stuff I need to tailor this. Let's see if I can do a coat in a week again. From tracing out muslin, fitting, cutting out. I have the shoulder pads. I've got those in stock. Got some more sleeve heads in stock. Ooh, what bias binding? Oh, guys. Ooh. It's all getting away from me. Would that be a step too far, do you think? Possibly. Oh. I mean, it's only going to be like the edge of the facing that touches the lining. Oh, it's going to be another one of those ones where I make a sensible black coat. Oh dear. Jennifer says you can do it. Thank you, Jennifer. Maria says lantern sleeves. I do like them on other people. For this one, I am going to make the straight sleeve. I am going to make the straight sleeve. But given some of the giant sleeves that I am making for some of my other things at the moment, maybe I should consider the lantern sleeve, because I'd be able to fit them under there. Miki says, today I was thinking that the best thing about sewing is that it challenges me to try new things all the time. You can totally do this. Thank you. And yeah, I think I've always been one of those people that gets really bored really quickly with routine, and that has made me a terrible employee. Thankfully, most of the jobs that I was self-employed for a very long time, for 14 years, and then the other jobs I had was the one I enjoyed the most was the croupier, because whilst it was the same job day in day out, the game was different every time, so it kept me interested and there was always something new to learn. But I've always been one of those people that gets really bored once I have learned something and can do it and do it well. I want to progress and learn new things. And a lot of the jobs that I've worked in, there was you needed to prove yourself for a period of time. So I've never really lasted very long in any of those kind of jobs. But that's definitely one of the best things for me as well about sewing Miki, is that it's always something new to learn and to try. So yeah, totally feeling you there. Jennifer says, what is a purchased sleeve head? I'm confused. I thought you made a sleeve head out of the corresponding fabric. So this is the one that I got from Sew Over It. They call it ice wool. And so you kind of fold those in half and then stitch them into the seam allowance on the shoulder seam. And then this is the stuff that I got from Minerva Crafts recently, which is kind of got hair canvas in it and then the wool on top. This is much denser. I think this is going to work. I mean, both of them work really well, but this is going to be really interesting to use. And again, you just sew that into the sleeve head, so it helps to give shape to the top of the sleeve cap. Because the shoulder pad supports this bit, and then you don't want it to fall. I mean, I'm sure you know what a sleeve head is for, but yeah, that's what these are. So Joanne says, go big or go home. That's what I'd suggest. Sandra Flo says, the bias match the pattern on the black fabric. It does. It does, and it's got the same colours in it as this one. The other option might be something, I was going to say like hot pink. Might be quite nice. I do like the idea of that rainbow bias binding though. Nancy says, yes, I would go with a plain black if it's going up against both the lining and the fabric. Possibly, but I kind of, if it was black, then it wouldn't stand out against this fabric. So it's going to be that little flash just here. I mean, technically you shouldn't be able to see the bias binding on the hem here. The lining should cover that. It should be like a pleat should have formed. So that isn't quite right. But that's, again, that's what I'm thinking of doing with this. So it's just like a little flash. So Nimue says, the rainbow bias might get lost against the lining. A solid colour would set the fabric apart and let them shine more. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, I haven't got. I was going to say emerald green would look lovely. But I have no emerald green, so I'd have to get some. Oh no, what a shame. Like that properly bright emerald green would look great, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Jennifer says, it goes into the body of the jacket, then something new. Laurel says, I agree with Nimue. Stephanie says, I would pick something plain, but this is you we're talking about, so of course you should 100% pick the brightest pick. Cassie says, oh yeah, my first time using a twin needle too. as it's beautiful. Yay. Oh, awesome. Margaret said, Margaret, I think you prefer Maggie, don't you? That's how you've been signing your emails off. I did get them. I will reply to them. Thank you very much. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I'm going to reply to everybody tomorrow. I'm going to get through my inbox tomorrow. Laurel says, oh, emerald sounds fabulous. I second the emerald green from Jennifer. Yeah, I think actually I love the idea of the rainbow. Turquoise might work quite well as well with the lining. I don't know. I will have to have a play around and have a think and see which one works out the best. But yeah, I think that might be what I start work on next. I really want to start work on some shirts as well. I want to do all the things. Oh, I want to do all the things. But I think this is going to be the most sensible option because I do need a warm winter coat and I don't have one other than my Minoro and my Kelly Anorak, which are lovely and very warm, but they don't go with a lot of my other things that I wear, like my big skirts and things. They are fitted over my hips and then my skirts fan out from underneath it and it looks a bit ridiculous. So I think that would be the next thing to do. And I have got 5 meters of it, so hopefully that's enough fabric. See yardage chart in pattern. I think 5 meters should cover it. Yardage chart. Required yardage and cutting layouts. Oh, it's all, each piece tells you how much you need, and I think it should be fine. It should be fine. Linda's here. She says, hi Peep, love your top. Thank you very much. It's a smoosh mashup between the Kommatia Boxy hoodie and the Astoria jumper by Seamwork. Caroline says, solid bright colour would be my preference, either emerald green or cobalt blue. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Mary says emerald green sounds great. I'll have to put a vote up on the Patreon Peeps page because I haven't put any votes up for so long, so the last couple of months, just because I thought we'd have been moved by now and I didn't want to commit to something that I wasn't going to be able to do. And yeah, I'm going to be filming my gift guide tomorrow and getting it edited and hopefully uploaded for tomorrow evening. If not, it will be on Tuesday. And I'm going to be filming my one take waffle for Patreon, just going through, like, you know, what's been happening and what's kind of going on with Patreon as well. And I'm going to be going through my inbox. I'm going to get I've got some stuff to get posted out tomorrow as well. I've got bits and pieces to send out to my pattern swap partners. I've got some bits and pieces to send out to other people as well. So yeah, that's the plan. So I won't be starting work on the coat tomorrow for sure, because I've got lots of other things that need to get done. But I think that's going to be what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Caroline says, that's good. Hub says he's waiting for that before shopping. Oh, cool. Yeah, sorry, I had intended to put that up yesterday and I ended up taking Friday and Saturday off because Wilson was leaving early well, not early, but, you know, leaving early afternoon today. So I decided to take Friday off. And then I was going to film during the afternoon on Saturday. And we ended up watching a whole bunch of movies and just, yeah. So thank you for bearing with me. And there will be a gift guide going up tomorrow. I think what I'm going to do, though, I think I'm going to call it something like, you know, a few of my favourite things or my favourite sewing tools. And then add in a little bit of the title sort of saying perfect Christmas gift guide. But once Christmas is over, I think I'll take that bit of the title out because it's still all stuff. It's going to all be stuff that I already own, and it's going to be stuff that I use daily and things like that, you know. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Yep. I'm excited about this coat though. Oh, now I just need to work out what fabric I need to use for the lining of the sleeves, because the cotton silk isn't slippery enough, so I need to use something slippery. Yeah. It'll be fine. I'll find something. It'll be fine. So how is everybody? How are you all doing? How are you all coping? Is everybody all right? It's getting dark. Getting dark. It's only just 4:30. Oh, and Wilson's ferry left at 4:30. It's 4:33. Boom. It was very nice having him here for a week. And yeah, it was good. It was very good. It was nice to see him. He didn't want to go back to work. He's like, oh, can I stay here? He didn't bring his work laptop with him though, so it's like, no, no, you cannot. But yeah. Hopefully I will be able to see him at Christmas, but we'll see. We shall see. So yes. Who here has made the Gertie coat, by the way? Has anyone here made the Gertie coat? Just looking through the pattern now. Yeah. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Jennifer says, lots and lots of work, emergency projects. I haven't been watching YouTube or anything for the last week, but only 2.5 day work week this week. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're getting a little bit of a break from it. Debbie says, no, but I have all the stuff to make one. Ooh, what kind of one are you going to make, Debbie? Which silhouette are you going for, and what fabric and all that good stuff? Let us know. Sorry, I was getting carried away reading the instructions there. Do you have the tailoring book? Highly recommend the tailoring book if you do not. Caroline says, starting between laptop and kitchen, tablet streaming in kitchen, getting supper ready. Ooh, nice. What are you having? Like I say, we had pork and apple burgers for lunch, so I'm going to have a really tiny little supper tonight because that was a very large meal. Yeah. What should I do? Should I stop being lazy and rethread my oval? I don't want to. Debbie's going to put some photos up in the Peeps group later. Awesome. Very cool. Would love to see that. Karen says, good morning. Good morning, Karen. Sal says, g'day, Shine and Peeps. Watched the last episode of Supernatural last night. Cried like a baby. Oh, I need to start getting up to date because I need to watch that. Caroline says, roast beef and Yorkies. So I have cold beef for lunch in the office tomorrow. Ooh, nice. Nimue says, I have the week off work. Had a vacation time to use up. Plenty of time to make a fabulous birthday skirt for Wednesday. Yes. Cassie says, you're all making coats and I'm making swimsuits for Christmas Day. I feel odd. Mary says, it's snowing here now. Looks beautiful. Working on Simplicity 1544, a plaid shirt for my brother's Christmas gift. Never made anything for men before. Ooh, how's it going, Mary? So Crafty Nana says, lockdown is stressful. Thanksgiving will not be the same, but being safe is most important, and I'm trying to stay in touch with family by phone and sending cards. Yeah. Nimue says, I'm dreaming of making a coat, but not this season. Not quite brave enough yet. I don't know. For everyone that's saying that they're not quite brave enough to tackle a coat, I would suggest finding yourself a pattern that is like the Minoro from Sewaholic, because there was an amazing sew along that went with that. The Gertie coat, she's got an amazing sew along that goes with the princess coat as well. And it talks you through the more difficult points and shows you videos of the more difficult steps in it. I think it's one of those things that coats can be really intimidating. And I mean, I made my first coat 6 years ago now. And I just jumped straight in because this is me we're talking about, you know, just like, yeah, I'll be fine. And it actually worked out really well. It's one of my, it was my menorah. It's one of my most worn coats ever. So I think it's one of those things that pick a pattern that you like that has a lot of support that goes with it, and then just break it down into small sections, because when you break things down into, it's like the NCW, I mean, obviously not the same, but that looks really complicated. But once you've broken it down into the different component parts, then it's much less intimidating than just looking at the whole thing going, oh God, I've got to do this. So yeah. And maybe start with, rather than full on, you know, winter coats with lots of layers of different things in them, maybe start with a lighter weight coat for the summer months and stuff. So yeah. Stephanie so says, rethread the overlocker, you'll be glad you did, especially while we're here to distract you. It's just I don't really want to make the t-shirt. I do, I'm not in the mood, I don't think. Oh, it's so sad, isn't it? Karen says, I'm finishing up the first knitted garment I started. I only took 2 years, but I'm determined to finish today. Oh, cool. Mary says, so far so good. Working on sleeve button placket. Nice. Cassie says, just got to think of it as small steps and celebrate every small win. Totally. Damn It Apparel says, I watch your NCW guide each time I make them to make sure I do it right. I have a bunch to make again for Christmas gifts. Oh, awesome. Maeve is here. Hi, Sean. I made the menorah coat around that time too. It was my first coat. I wore it non-stop for a few winters. Yeah. I mean, I still wear mine now. I love mine. I made mine into a winter coat by using a thicker fabric, interlining that with cotton flannel, and then lining it with silk. Because it's meant to be kind of like a sort of a summery raincoat kind of thing. And I went off piece and added faux fur to the hood, and then didn't take the hood hem off. So my hood is giant and really deep and comes down to here, and I can't see when I have it up, but I don't get wet. You know, so it's not perfect, but I still wear that thing now. And, you know, it's warm, it's held up well, and I'm really proud to say to people, I made that. So yeah. Linda says, life is kicking my butt right now. Life is kicking my butt right now. My dad caught COVID whilst in hospital, is very poorly. 19 staff short on his ward, so carers minimum. Found out hubby cheating. What next? Oh, Linda, my lovely, all the hugs for you. All the hugs for you. Joanne says, my third thing I ever sewed was the Rumana coat by By Hand London. It was horrible looking back on it, but I have no fear about sewing things now. Wow, that is brave. Well done. Very well done. Mary says, I have my second coat cut out and ready to sew up. Simplicity 10752 UB. Ooh. Jennifer is sending lots of love to Linda. Cassie says to Linda as well, big hugs, we love you. Yes. Yes. I'm not eating cookies. Linda says thank you. Many hugs for you, my lovely. Many, many hugs for you. So, I'm just looking around this place as well, and like trying to work out when we move where it's all going to go. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I do want to rearrange the furniture a little bit though, to be a bit more sensible, which I think I'll be able to do. We shall see. Nimue says, I'm a social scientist. Why am I this insulted when math doesn't provide me with a perfect answer? Drafting and fiddling it is. Mary's sending virtual hugs to Linda. Nimue sending virtual hugs for Linda as well. Lots of love. Linda says the cookies look lovely. These are so good. They are ginger and dark chocolate chip cookies from the Co-op. They're so good. I put these in the care package that I sent out to Wilson before I knew he was coming to visit. So, sorry. Eating my cookies. Linda says, thank you everyone, very much appreciated. Noelia says, Linda, I'm so sorry to hear what's happening to you. So Crafty Nana says, lost the bobbin thread battle, working on zip pouches for gifts. I'm not making Christmas gifts this year. I mean, because there's no time. And no, just no. I did it. I've done it a couple of times. And I didn't start early enough, so it just ended up being the most stressful lead up to Christmas ever. I think if I started in July, or like you meant to, then perhaps, maybe. But Mum's present's already bought, Dad's present's already bought. Wilson has decided what he wants for his Christmas present today, and that's not out till December, but it's a computer game, so that's easy. James and Nia, we send them a food hamper. So I'll go in with Mum and Dad on that. Best friend wants a... So technically I am making something, but I'm not going to make it for Christmas. It's going to be best friend's birthday is the 2nd of February. And she wants a big 1920s style dressing gown, but it's more like the Praro coat from Folkwear Patterns. I'm going to do cotton silk on the outside and then cotton flannel on the inside. And it's going to be one of those things that she wears to death and just throws in the washing machine every time it needs it. But that's going to be a joint birthday Christmas present because that will be an expensive garment to make. I think that's it. Yeah. Obviously my pattern swap partners, but I know what I'm getting everybody for that. So yeah, I think I'm pretty organised for Christmas this year, which is good. Kids will all get money because that's always what they want. Although saying that, I've been saying that for the last 2 years and the 2 boys have still not given me their bank accounts. So I'll just send it to their mum and dad. And Maria says hi from Romania. Hello, Maria. I think I've got that right. Nimue says it's almost December. Cookies don't count in December. I like how you think. Stephanie says, do you not have to pre-pack anything for the move? What happens at the other end? Do they unpack it all too? No, we don't have to pre-pack anything. They turn up. I think they're going to turn up 2 or 3 days before our move date and start packing. They start packing everything, put it all into boxes. They move it over there for us. We unpack it, and then we give them the boxes back. But the big pieces of furniture, they'll put those in the correct locations, like the fridge, freezer, and the chest of drawers and the sofa and stuff like that. They'll move those things. But they're fully prepared to come dismantle furniture if it needs it, which one of our sofas does. My sofa will need dismantling. So they come, they move the whole thing. So yeah, it's great. I mean, thank goodness they do as well, because technically we were meant to be moving on something like the 22nd of October, and so we'd have packed and then we'd have been living in Box City for over a month now. So thank goodness we didn't decide to pack ourselves. So yeah. Noelia says, I'm currently trying to finish an embroidered Christmas tablecloth. I bought it in January 2018 and I'm just finishing it now. It's been in the naughty corner a few times. It's a beautiful but takes too long. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous though, Noelia. That's going to be so lovely. Linda says, July always seems to be too early to start making Christmas presents, but by the start of November it feels too late. Yeah. Carolyn says, Folkware have a couple of good deals coming up. Ooh, good knowledge. Thank you, because I haven't bought the pattern yet. I mean, Tatty knows she's not going to be getting it for Christmas. That's fine. Michelle says, hello, Sean and everyone else. How late am I? You are only 48 minutes late, Michelle. That's fine. So Crafty Nana says, I made my staff tote bags last year. And so this year it's zip pouches to go inside. 15, so not unreasonable. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool of you, So Crafty Nana, definitely. Maria then said something else that I cannot translate. I'm so sorry, Maria. The accent of my Romanian was hello from Romania. I'm sorry, but it's nice to see you. MD says, mattress stitching the button band to Karen adult v-neck cardigan here. My significant other cheated too. It was a good way to finally get rid of him. Oh gosh. I'm very sorry. Maggie says, you're going to receive a box from me someday, maybe. It was mailed. I misplaced the receipt with the tracking number. It is 2020. I got your email, Maggie, and it was so funny. I haven't replied. I'm going to reply tomorrow. But yeah, I got your email and you were like, I've put the receipt in a safe place that I can't possibly not remember. Where is it? I do that all the time. All the time. I put things in safe places and then no idea. Thank you very much, though. That's very kind of you. Cassie says, oh, wow, the rain just turned on and someone hit the switch. It was quick. Oh, wow. Nimue says, I'm making a lightweight robe for my mum. Lady McElroy fabric has been picked. Evening roost. Ooh, nice. Just hoping for a good Sherwood sale in time. They've put their Black Friday sale up really early. I think I remember last year they had like a 30% off sale because I remember telling Wilson, get in now, 30% off. So yeah, I think they do tend to have a good sale around that time. Karen says, I do try something handmade for pretty much everyone. It was easy before I married a man with 5 daughters. Oh, wow. Yes. Noelia says, hi, Michelle. Linda says, I'm attempting some patchwork table mats with Christmas fabrics. Oh, pretty. Mum's finished quilting the table runner for the new house. It just needs binding. Fun times. Jennifer says, my dough hook for my KitchenAid is here. Let's see if it fits. If it does, we're going to have fresh bread this afternoon. Ooh, nice. Charlie says, knit to Nimue, evening roost is lovely. It is, definitely. Jennifer says, it fits. It was off-brand from Amazon. Oh, I'm glad. I am glad. Cookie. I've got so much stuff to do. I've got so much stuff to do, but it is really nice just to sit here and chat with you because it's kind of like nice to take a break from all the stuff. I just keep looking at it all like so much stuff. Charlie says the KitchenAid is on my bucket list. Jennifer says off-brand $15, brand $30. So yay! Oh yeah. Nimue says to Charlie, I sat her down and scrolled through all of them for what she liked, but the wholeheartedly agree with her choice. Cassie says you deserve the chat break. Charlie says to Nimue, how lovely. Oh yeah. It is kind of just been one of those weeks when we've just been on another roller coaster, up and down, and it's just, I think that what's frustrating is that everything is out of our hands. There's nothing that we can do. We are doing everything we can do, and there's nothing more that we can say to make it work. And I think that's the frustrating thing. You know, there's nothing that we can physically be doing. We just have to trust that other people are going to get it done the way that we want it to be done. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It will be. Michelle says hi to Noelia. Damn Apparel says, I'm deeply regretting making the Gugina jumpsuit from Mood right now, especially the velvet fabric. Oh, wow. Jennifer says, I was very fortunate that my co-workers bought me the KitchenAid as a wedding present for me 13 years ago. That machine looks brand new. Wow. Noelia says, meant to say hi, not how to Michelle. Charlie says, velvet fabric is gorgeous once it's a finished garment. Yes. Ask me how I know. Yes, totally. When I put that, when I put the velvet coat on the other day in the last vlog that I put up, I hadn't touched it for like a week. And I put it on and it was like, oh, actually, this is really nice. Because I think I'd gotten to the point with it where I was just like, But I put it on and it was like, this is really nice. This is really nice. And it feels lovely. And it's such a nice color. Yeah, it's a good coat because I was worried that I'd made the skirt too big. Can I ever have skirts that are too big though? I mean, really. I think, says, I can relate to your situation. Uncertainty feels so stressful. When we were moving, it felt like the house did not feel like home anymore as we were already looking forward to being in the new place. Yeah, I think that's the other thing is that we've prepped this place. We've done, it's typical, isn't it? Us moving out has made us kind of like tackle all those tiny little jobs that we were putting off for the longest time. And they've all been done now. And it feels like it's not ours anymore. We're excited for the new place, all of us, and it just want to have it over and done with, you know. So yeah, you've got it, hit the nail right on the head there. I think. Cassie says, sorry, I've had a bit of wine, but just had an awesome idea. Super wide twin needle for gathering stitch rows. Yes, somebody also had one with a twin needle where I think they were trying to smock something and they'd sewn with a twin needle so it had the puncture marks in the fabric but no thread in it, and then they had the perfectly evenly spaced 2 rows of stitching to then, I think they might have, yes. I've never tried that though, Cassie, because the bobbin thread zigzags between the two, so I don't know if it would work, but if you do give it a try, let us know. Or if anyone else has, let us know. Damn It Apparel says, looks stunning on the post they had, and I just went with it since it's a free pattern and still needing an outfit for Christmas. It'll be fine once you're finished with it. It will be fine when you finish with it. Linda says, my moving is a nightmare. My son wants me to move nearer to him, but I can't face the buying and selling process. Oh, yeah. Last time, I mean, Mum and Dad have been here for 21.5 years. It would be 22 years in March. And I mean, obviously I was an adult then, but I wasn't living at home. I'd moved out. So, had I? I moved out when they moved down here. And I mean, I've moved many times, but never buying anywhere. It's always been renting. So yeah, and then the previous move that we had was super easy because the company that Mum was moving with bought her house, and so they took care of everything. There was a whole moving package and they did everything, so it was just really easy. And there's been a couple of those through years where the companies that my parents have worked for have ended up sorting out the entire moving process. So this is the first time, like when we moved from Ipswich here, the lady that ended up taking Mum's job also bought her house and had her company car. So it was a really easy move again. And this is the first time that we've had any issues with moving. And because we've technically sold this house 3 times now, and the first 2 times the buyers changed their minds, which is one of those things, and there's nothing anyone can do about that. It's one of those things. Fine, whatever, done. This time around there's been other issues, but I'm not going to go into those because, you know, it's just, as you've all said as well, it's just that everything is not within your control. So it's just, so yeah. Anyway, sorry, keep going off on tangents like that tonight. Charlie says the jacket is a perfect shape for you. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, I think what I was like when I'd finished it, the skirt is giant, and the calico in the hem facing and the outer fabric itself might have been a mistake, but once it's been pressed by a professional who can get a much better press on that than I can, I do think it's going to be an over-the-top jacket. There's no 2 ways about it. But as you guys know, I am an over-the-top person. I enjoy that kind of clothing. I enjoy being loud and bright and poofy and all those things. So I think it's going to work. I do think it's going to work. Michelle says, Sean, what is the lookout for your teeth area and how is your what? Oh, sorry, just want you to know how the dentist area of your life is going. If you're having, how your pain levels are. Pain levels suck. I just suck. I think the lack of sleep and the stress has not been helping with that. It was particularly bad yesterday. It's not too bad at the moment. I am still waiting to hear from the hospital from when I'm going to go and see the surgeon there to get the x-rays done that they want to have done so that I can have the rest of my wisdom teeth taken out. And I swear that's going to sort the pain out, or at least the majority of the pain out, because I think that's where it's coming from. But I haven't heard from them yet. And as you guys know, my last appointment was in August. I am going back to the hygienist in December, if they can fit me in. Once lockdown's finished in the UK, perhaps. I'm going back to the hygienist then, because I need to see the hygienist 4 times before I go back to see the maxillofacial surgeon and the orthodontist, which will be happening in June next year. So everything's up in the air at the moment. I've had no correspondence from them at all. It's just one of those things. So yeah, not at the moment. Pain isn't great. I mean, pain is not fun. So you all know that. I think it's been up and down as well, but I don't think the stress levels are helping. It's just, again, one of those things. Damn It Apparel says, good luck with the move. We just moved end of October, did everything ourselves. Oh, wow. And moving again in June across the country. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, we are so spoiled that we are having everything packed up for us. I think God we are. Because otherwise, I mean, literally, otherwise we'd have been living out of boxes for the last month because we were told we were moving on the 22nd of October. So yeah. But yeah, well done. Laurel says, do any of the peeps have experience with PDF now and then patterns? The description mentions A4 pages, but not big file that can be done at the copy shop. I don't know where I'd get A4 paper in the US. Right. Andre has only just started doing the PDF patterns. I haven't used any of them. I have all paper patterns from her. It doesn't surprise me that there isn't an A0 version. And you should be able to accommodate it for US letter size, because there's not that much of a difference between the two. I'd email Andre and just sort of say, what's your suggestion for American letter size paper, and is there an A0 version available? I know it's a new venture for her, so there's going to be a few teething problems with it. But yeah, I would drop her a message and just ask her. Sorry, that's not more help. Charlie says, I was meant to have my broken tooth fixed last Monday, but the hospital's primary lift had broken, and the secondary lift meant I had to go through the corona ward, so I postponed until tomorrow. Good luck for tomorrow, Charlie. Yes, I remember saying last week you were going. Michelle says, spell check on this phone is driving me crazy. Don't worry. Linda says, wisdom tooth out for me tomorrow. Oh, good luck. Good luck. Cassie says, oh, Sean, I just want to hug you to let us be your distraction. That's exactly what you guys are. Yeah. Michelle says, that far out. This is crazy. You've been waiting for so long. Yep. 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 I mean, obviously, with what's happening this year has put an extra 6 months onto my wait time, because, you know, I was meant to go and have an appointment at the very first day that we went into lockdown the first time in the UK, which obviously then got cancelled, and then my appointments just get getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So yeah, but the English Health Service is amazing. I mean, we do pay for it. We pay our tax money pays for the NHS, so it's not free, but it is free. But that also then comes with the restrictions of everybody using it and you just having to wait your turn. And if emergencies come in ahead of you, you get bumped. And I am not an emergency, and I have been bumped a lot. But it's one of those things. It's one of those things. So yeah. Laurel says, thank you for the advice. Noelia says to Linda, good luck for tomorrow. It's my second cookie. Linda says, thank you to Noelia. Yeah, I'm going to put this away, because otherwise it'll probably fall over and try and knock me unconscious. I'll be back in a second. In fact, I'll see if I can turn you around so you can see what we're dealing with in the cupboard of doom over there. Because Mum's embroidery threads have come out. I don't think it's light enough for you guys to be able to see, is it? It's kind of organized chaos. There we go. It went back in. It's fine. It's fine. Oh. Oh. It's fine. Where did I get to? Charlie says, waiting is awful. My first broken tooth took 15 months before it was removed. My mum is still waiting for her second cataract operation. Or Noelia says, Sean, I think the main problem with the NHS is a lot of people had to shield. Because of that, people who work in the clinics had to be moved to the wards. And I think that's one of the main reasons for the delays. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not in any way trying to say, poor me, like I should have been going first. Absolutely not. Like, you know, I get it. I do get it. And you're totally right. So yeah. Jenny Pin says, hello peeps, my nephew has had 4 teeth out over the last 2 weeks and will be getting his braces fitted in a couple of weeks' time. Not able to have scale and polish, so we'll have to look after own mouse. Oh, bless him. Bless him. I'm hoping I don't need to have any more teeth removed when I get my braces fitted. Hopefully not. We'll see. But yeah, bless him. I hope it all goes well. Charlie says, good luck with the wisdom tooth. Noelia says, I think maternity is the only service that had to continue as usual, but about 1/3 of the workforce were shielding. Yeah. I mean, all our essential key workers, frontline workers, just amazing. I mean, I'm so lucky that I got to continue to work. You know, like the main thing that affected me is my ability to travel up to London, and you know that's neither here nor there. But you know, Yeah. Damn, it says, you look amazing. Seems like you started losing weight again. I've missed a bunch of videos lately since we were waiting for the internet installation. Thank you. I've actually put a whole bunch of weight back on. This week, Wilson and I have eaten very well. Not really any different to how I used to eat, but I do drink more when he's here. I don't tend to drink by myself. So we've had quite a few. We've had 3 bottles of red wine over the last week, which were lovely. But yeah, my weight has gone up a little bit, but thank you very much. I love this jumper and skirt combo though, because it kind of really nips me in there, and then the giant pockets on this make it look, my hips are even bigger than they are, so it makes this look smaller. So yeah, I do like this combination. Optical illusions. Gin and Pin says, luckily he doesn't have a girlfriend at the moment. Oh, bless. Noelia says, I do feel bad for you and you should feel sorry for yourself. Toothache is awful and you've been going through this for a long time. It's been 2.5 years. What kills me is I had my wisdom tooth taken out, the cracked one. I had that taken out 2 years ago on the 31st of October. And it was under sedation and he had all the photographs, like the x-rays and stuff. And he refused to take the other 3 out. He was like, oh, no, I don't have good enough pictures. And I went in to see him the day before. And he was just like, I can go and have some x-rays done. Like, I can get you the pictures that you need. No, I'm just taking the broken one out. He was meant to at least take 2 out. He took 1 out. And I swear, if he'd have taken all 4 out at that one time, yeah, it would have sucked. It would have been a crappy week, but it was a crappy week anyway, because this one hurt, you know, when the medication wore off. But it would have been, I swear that's where the pain's coming from. So it would have been 2 years pain, less pain or pain-free. So I'm kind of really intrigued to see if it is going to be pain-free at the end of it. And if it is, I'm going to be so annoyed. But it's one of those things. Again, at the time I had no idea what was going on, so who knows. Yeah. Jennifer says, starting to think about slow fashion movement, have not sewn clothing before. What's a good beginner's piece and pattern brands, shops, etc.? Right. Tilly and the Buttons specializes in teaching you to sew from the get-go. Her first book, Love at First Stitch, is probably a really good one to start with. It has really simple projects in there, building up to more advanced projects. And I think you end up with a dress. So you'll start with, I think there's a skirt, there's pajama bottoms, there's tops and those kind of things in there. But the other good thing about Tilly and the Buttons is that she really holds your hand from step 1 to finish and explains why you're doing the things that you're doing. Like the big 4 patterns, just as an example, these assume that you know a lot of information. They do give you a lot of information in their glossaries. You know, like they do talk you through at the beginning. There's a load of information on there and it tells you what they mean by certain things and how to cut things out. And, you know, there is a lot of info on there, but that's fairly terrifying to look at if you've never sewn anything before. And the instructions and diagrams are good, but they're brief. And again, there is a lot of assumed knowledge in there. Whereas with Tilly and the Buttons, for example, she talks you through every single stage of every single piece of every single pattern. And, you know, it's great for beginners that way. What else? What do you guys think? Like, what would you recommend to Jennifer for starting out? I can't think of anyone else that does beginning sewing as well as Tilly. So yeah, anybody else got any recommendations? The other Jennifer says, it's a shame they didn't take them all out. Oh, tell me about it. I wish they had. Damn it says, looks lovely on you. You deserve to have good wine. Oh, it's the Jam Shed Red Shiraz from Australia. Oh my gosh, it's magic wine because it tastes amazing and it never gives me a hangover. So yeah, highly recommend Jam Shed. If you haven't tried it, definitely do. Charlie says, my sister is struggling as she's a primary school teaching assistant. She spends all day trying to keep them in their bubbles and sees them in the park on her way home mixing without any restrictions. Yeah. Caroline says, sew over at Stitch School or Beautiful Things Sewing Club. Very good point, Caroline. Yeah, there's those 2 online classes as well. Jennifer says, Made to Sew has some good YouTube tutorials. Definitely. I've learned so much from Anika on Made to Sew. That's a really good one. Nimue says, not taking out all the teeth while you're under sedation anyway was a shitty move. My dentist at the time, thankfully, didn't even suggest going for less than all 4. Lasting pain sucks big time. Yeah. Noelia says Tilly's Make It Simple book is quite good too. I've never used Love at First Stitch, or I've never used any of Tilly's books. I have got 2 of her patterns somewhere. I can't see them right now. Where are they? There's one. So I've got the Martha dress and I've got the Zadie dress as well, but I don't know where that one is. So I have 2 of her more involved patterns, and yes, I haven't ever used any of her books, but I know from working with the Zadie pattern that she did really good instructions of why you were sewing the thing the way you were sewing it, and why you're doing this stitch and why you're doing that sort of thing. Jennifer says Simplicity came out with a series of beginner patterns at Joanne's if Jennifer is stateside. Linda says Satisfaction on YouTube did a lot of good tutorials. I mean, Jennifer, just come and join the Peeps group, put that question in there, and you're going to have all this information coming at you. Like, the hive mind is amazing. Deborah says, I did sew over at Stitch School and was great for learning. I think Mimi G does a Stitch School as well, doesn't she? So, yeah. Jennifer says they are in separate displays, typically by themselves. Gina Pin says, I've fallen in love with Starlark Sydney dress, but heard instructions are minimal. Maker's Atelier book has simple patterns which can be tweaked. Cool. Yeah, Starlark patterns are very minimal, instruction-wise. I have not sewn anything from Starlark as yet. I have quite a few of their patterns now. I think about 4 or 5, given the grand scheme of things. That's not very many, but I do have 4 or 5 of them. I've definitely got 4 of you lovely people gave me the Ziggy jacket as a present, which was lovely of you. And I was intending to make that this year, but I haven't got around to it. So I'm going to be making it next year. Slightly dreading that, but there is a sew along for that as well. Linda says Ellie and Mac have YouTube videos for all their PDF patterns. That's really good knowledge. So like, video sew alongs are so helpful, because for me, I can get by with reading patterns, because, as I say, there's a level of knowledge that's just kind of assumed by the sewing patterns. But when you get to, sorry, I'm sitting strangely on my seat now. When you get to see somebody doing the thing that they're trying to write and describe in a few sentences with a couple of photos, when you get to see somebody actually physically doing it, it makes a big difference for me. It's a big part of how I learn. So yeah. Damn It Apparel says, I will see if we have it available in South Africa. Thank you. Cassie says, Jam Shed's head office is only 6 kilometres from me. Oh, Cassie. I love Jam Shed. So good. So good. Noelia says, the Make It Simple book has an easy patterns which are almost loungewear, and she covers stretch and woven fabrics. This is very cool. Lots of good information here, peeps. Damn It Apparel says, patterns for pirates have very detailed guides with every pattern, multiple photos with thorough instructions. There's also a Facebook group if you still need assistance. That's good. Sarah says, definitely Tilly. The Stevie is easy to start with. Jennifer says, you all are now with me as I attempt to make bread. My nemesis. You can do it. MD says, Vogue 8980 is a vintage pattern, might really suit you, Sean. I found good tutorials on Threads YouTube channel. Oh yes, Threads magazine and Threads YouTube channel are amazing. YouTube is a wonderful resource, isn't it? Let's have a look. Vogue, what did you say? Vogue, Vogue, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I've lost it. There we go. 8980. 8980. Is that a skirt pattern? Oh yeah, that's nice. Is this the one you mean, or is it supposed to be a Vogue one? I do like that though. Is a dress. Ooh. Let's try putting vintage into the search. Oh, hang on. Is it this one? Oh, no, it's taking me to eBay. That's not a dress. That is a set of clothing. Although, again, I quite like it. Let's go back. Oh, now I'm going to Etsy. This one? That's nice too. Oh my goodness, it's so... Hang on, now I'm going to Amazon. Oh no, this is a completely different number though. You'll have to put a picture up in the Peeps group of the dress. You'll have to put up a picture in the Peeps group of the eight, because it's oh, it's got poofy sleeves. Yes, I need to see it. Julie says, hi dear. Hi Julie, how are you, my lovely? Laurel says, Tilly's cocoa dress is easy and the instructions are very clear. Julie says, why are we on this late? Because I didn't start till 4 o'clock, Julie. Judith says, hello peeps, has everyone liked the hangout? Oh, thank you, Judith. And yeah, like the hangout. Thank you very much, peeps. Kathy says, Craftsy, lots of sewing classes. Oh yes, Craftsy is a really good resource. Really, really good resource. Jennifer, you're being overloaded with resources here. Michelle says, what are the size range in the Tilly books? I don't know. Lorianne is here. Good morning from Oregon, Sean. Good morning, Lorianne. How are you? How is Larry? Nimue says, I carry you into the same room as the Wi-Fi and my laptop loses connection. Go figure. I need more floor space to draft my skirt panels. I'm going to be really excited to see how it goes. And MD says she's going to post a picture in the Peeps group. Thank you. Paula says, good evening. Julie says, fine. Maria says, the first 2 books go to about 48-inch hip, making it simple goes to 52. Tilly is expanding her size range now. Linda says the York pinafore is really easy. That's true. Christine says, bonjour peeps and Sean, how are you guys doing today? We're good. Jennifer says, 1 sec, let me pull the book. Hide and Silk says, bonjour from France. Bonjour, how are you? Larianne says, Larry's doing amazing. He even walked 1.5 miles and up our steep hill yesterday. Nice, that man is a machine. I'm so glad he's doing well. Hide and Seek says, oh, that should be bonsoir. Yes, bonsoir. I turned my sewing machine on today. I don't know why. I don't think I'm going to do any sewing. Gin and Pin says, did you see Emily Horman has said she's fallen out of blogging? Yes, I did see that. And I can understand her reasoning as well. I mean, I really enjoy her blog. And I think she was planning on starting a YouTube channel at one point, and her Fancy Fridays that she was doing all of last year, it's all a lot of work, and she has a full-time job now as well, and it was sucking out the joy of sewing for her, which is really, really sad. So yeah, I did see, I loved her post yesterday, because she you know, she was just like, it just feels like I've got a weight off my chest. And then we got to see all of the stuff that she'd made, and that Carolina Herrera fabric, oh, wish I'd got some of that. But yeah, if it's sucking, if there's an aspect of your hobby that is sucking the joy out of it, and you are finding yourself resenting it or avoiding it because of this aspect, and it's something you can cut out, then do. Because as she said, like, blogging is part of the hobby, but it was becoming this toxic part of her hobby that she just wasn't enjoying. So whilst I'll be really sad, I still love watching her Instagram and seeing what she's come up with and the different things that she's doing on there. So yeah. Jennifer says, can't find where I hid the books. Noelia says, wow, I'm really pleased he's doing well, Lorianne. Lorianne says, thanks to Noelia. God didn't do half a miracle with this man, did he? I'm still marveling, totally. Julie says, drink. I haven't got anything to drink. I've drunk my tea. I didn't bring my water bottle down with me this time, so I'm just going to eat my cookie. Caroline says, that's why I stopped making bridal wear. That's why I stopped taking commissions. It wasn't earning me enough money, and the majority of the customers were wonderful, but the ones that weren't really weren't. So yeah, Caroline can totally understand that. I'm looking at my boxes of patterns over there. I think I'm going to take some of those up with me this evening and have another look through them. I'm sitting on my knees. This is really not good for my legs. Stephanie So says, Grainline Patterns do tutorials that go with most of their patterns, and they're simple patterns. Yeah, they do have some more involved ones as well, don't they? I'm going to sit normally. My legs will be so much happier. Right. Giant piles, eye patterns. Oh, this one's really heavy. Okay, let's tilt you down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I know I went through these with you guys. Was it last week or the week before? But I'm going to do it again, because this is the sort of stuff I enjoy doing multiple times. I've finished my biscuits now. Right. Hide and Silk says, freezing sewing room is definitely killing the joy for me. Now reverting to knitting, which I can do by the log burner. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's one of the things I'm slightly worried about in the new house. Our outbuilding is going to be our sewing room. It's going to be interesting to see what the temperature's like. I'm wondering if I can talk Dad into underfloor heating. He's really against it, and I don't know why. Like, old systems were very inefficient, but the newer ones are so much better, and you can have the temperature that much lower because it's like a lower heat, but a constant heat rises, and in the way that it works, it just makes you feel warmer because it's always under your feet. But we'll see. We'll see. Given it's the two coldest people in the world that are going to be going and working in the outdoor sewing room, outdoor, but, you know, outbuilding sewing room, I think the priority ought to be making it warm. It's going to be interesting. Cassie says, love this swimsuit. There's still some telltale signs of being me made, but not bad for the first one. Cassie, I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure it's amazing. Rachel Lynn says, hello all. Hello. Anne says, do you want us to remind you to thread the serger? No, Anne, I'm not going to do it today. And I don't hate threading my serger. I really don't. I just don't want to sew this. I don't want to sew today. I don't want to sew the t-shirt. I think if I'd have had enough of these cotton strips cut out for the quilt, I'd have finished sashing the quilt. But I didn't, because I need to do 4 sides, and I've only got this much cut out and sewn together. So I need to get that done so that I can put that all together so Mum can start quilting it, because she's almost finished with her table runner now, like I say. So yeah, I'm not wanting to sew today, because I will make mistakes, and I don't want to do that, because I don't want to have to unpick things. That would irritate me more, I think. But thank you, Anne. Next week I will be sewing for sure. Julie says, I just made knitting roll for my husband, and he just started knitting and is still at the makes 10 masks and clothes with 20-inch stage. I don't knit, so that doesn't make sense to me. Paula says, any news about the new house? Not yet. I'm still waiting to hear. I promise I'll tell you when we move. There's going to be an empty house tour when we move. I probably won't do a room-to-room empty house tour, but I will do an empty, like the kitchen diner, the living room, my bedroom, my bathroom kind of tour. And yeah, and then what's going to be the wardrobe room. So yeah. Julie says he's not grown up with underfloor heating. Yep. Jennifer says, in Tilly's stretch book, she goes from 30-inch bust to 44-inch bust, but her woven patterns may be different. Jen and Pin says, still haven't finished the blouse I started working on last week. I'll work on it this evening. This is good. Linda says, how do you think you will get used to the change of living in the same house with Mum and Dad? Will you have your own sitting room? No. In some of the houses that we were looking at then, the answer would have been yes. In some of the houses we were looking at, they were our annexes. Our favourite house, which unfortunately is still under contract, sold subject to contract. We keep ringing them just to check that it's not fallen through. There was a full annex with kitchen, living room, separate bedroom, separate bathroom, and its own stairs. This one I'm just going to have a bedroom, but Mum and Dad are very kindly giving me the biggest bedroom. And I'll have my own bathroom as well. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We'll see. It's not forever. I believe it or not, I am saving up for a deposit for my own place, which is going very slowly because Lady McElroy keep producing new fabric that I need, and also, you know, I'm trying to make a living out of this, and it's progressively getting more lucrative, which is great. And there is absolutely no way that I could do what I do for a living and pay at the moment for my own household completely separately of this. I do pay rent here, not a lot, but I do pay rent here. And as I say, I am saving up for a deposit for my own place, and it's probably going to end up being on the Isle of Wight. Wilson's currently looking at buying a place in London, and because he works in London and he wants to stay in London, which is completely understandable. But I think what will end up happening is I'll buy somewhere here, and then when we do eventually move in together, I'll either rent mine out or sell it, and he'll sell his and we'll try and buy somewhere together. But that may not happen because realistically, you really kind of want to hold on to your first house buy for about 3-4 years to make it financially worth it, because you get a lot of discounts and things for being a first-time buyer. So yeah, it's going to be interesting living under the same roof as Mum and Dad. We've already agreed like a cooking schedule because I'm not giving up HelloFresh, so I'm just going to increase the size of the meals that get delivered. I'm cooking 3 nights a week, Dad's cooking 3 nights a week, Mum's doing 1 night a week. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. as I say, some of the houses that we were looking at, I was going to be having my own sitting room and my own bedroom and my own bathroom. This one that we're going to is a lot smaller, so that's just not going to happen. There isn't the space for it. So I will just be making my bedroom as lovely as possible. And fingers crossed as well, it will be to the point where I can go and spend time with Wilson at weekends and things like that, like I used to. I mean, if it's not possible, it's not the end of the world. It will be fine. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Silk says, I think you and your mum will win the heating game. Slowly but surely wins the race. Haha, yes, definitely. Julie says, masks in the Danish word is called stitches. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so he's doing 10 stitches and close with 20 stage. Cool. Gin and Pin says, I realise I enjoy cleaning my sewing machine and overlocker and can almost thread my overlocker without referring to the instructions now. Oh yeah, I don't need the instructions to thread my overlocker. I mean, because also my overlocker has the instructions printed on the actual overlocker itself, and it has like the red path and then the blue path and the green path and the orange path. So that, you know, I have that. I don't dislike it. I just don't want to sew today. So that's why. But I am going to go through these and have a look through. So these were I don't know if I showed you guys these last time. I was looking for them, but I couldn't find them. So these are two that I want to try. This one was one that was on my Simplicity bag. And I really want to make this middle version, but I would make it so that it comes down to here. Because I do like these little puff sleeves, but we're in winter, so long sleeves. And like I said, I want to make it mid-calf length. I think that one's really cute. And then when I was asking you guys on the Peeps group about the number of this one, because Simplicity bag had the number wrong, Anna very kindly went through her stash and showed me this one. And she sent it to me for me to trace out, but I didn't have time to do that. So I actually went and bought myself a copy of it. And again, I won't make it this long. I'm going to make it kind of mid-calf length, but it's going to be this one. And I think this is going to be really cool to play around with some of the solid fabrics I have and maybe some of the patterns. And then it was Alex that sent me this slip pattern for my pattern swap with her. And I definitely want to make one of those because I wear my slips daily. So it would be nice to have some new ones. Then I wanted these are the ones I want to take up to look at the instructions on tonight. I love this one. It's this version here that I want to make. I do like this version, but I just think those sleeves would not be practical for winter. And I like this version, but I don't think the cuffs on this would be that great for winter, for me personally either. So I want to try and make this one. And then I've been talking about making this one for ages. I'm hoping, I want to make view C. I'm hoping I've got enough fabric to make it out of one of the navy ones that I had. Oh, sure, lovely. Like those. I'm going to take those up with me. I'm going to take the princess coat up with me to have a look through as well. And this one's gorgeous. I really like B, but I would probably put on ruffles, I think, because I do like the ruffles. But I like the sleeves on this one. This is nice. Need to make another one of those. Want to give that a try. I've been talking about that for ages. This is what I'd actually bought the Jungle Tropics fabric with the intention of making view D. But I'm glad that I've made it into a 8577. There's this one, which I love. This one I want to make another one of. I've got the white peak fabric to do that with. I've got the lining, so I need to just get that one done. That might be another one that I do soon as well, because I know it's quite a quick make. The only long thing about that is binding all the hems on the seam or French seaming everything. This one I adore, view C and view D. I like the long, I mean, I like E. I like these sleeves as well. Would totally make these sleeves in the summer. Not sure about the F sleeves, and then these sleeves with the ruffles on, but I love the ones with the cuff. And then the back of this dress, I don't know if you can see, it's actually got a little keyhole in the back of it. Really want to make that. So it's another one I'm going to take up this evening. This one I've shown you guys before is really easy. I want to do that. That is just awesome. And I loved Mimi G's version of it. I think she made it in a green. Just really like that. And then another McCall's wrap dress, which looks really cool in all the versions I've seen of it. Let's put that one back. And then I've got more patterns here. Let's carry on with the chat. Linda says, what's the reason for the move? Only the setup you have there seems perfect. It is, and it's beautiful, but the trouble is the back garden is like this, and Dad is just struggling with it. You know, he's going to be 70 next year. He's going to be 69 in a couple of weeks' time. And there are steps from the driveway up to the house. There is a pathway at the side of the house, but our car's too big to fit up there, so we'd need to buy a smaller car to do that, to then be able to unload shopping on the same level as the house. And the back garden is huge and can and will be beautiful when somebody is able to get in there and actually do all the things that they want to do in there. Like this, you know, they had plans for terracing and greenhouses and this and that and the other, but it's like this. It's just, St. Lawrence is a beautiful place to live. And if the back garden was flat, we wouldn't be moving, but it's not. And there's a couple of other people along the road who have flattened out the back of the garden, but they've had to then put like metal, concrete pylons and reinforce it all around, which is prohibitively expensive. There's absolutely zero chance of us doing that. We're talking like, you know, at least 150 grand to do that. That's just not going to happen. So we're moving somewhere flat. And that's, I mean, that's literally it, which is, it is lovely here. It's perfect here. We're all going to miss it. We're all going to really miss it, but it's just not practical for Papa anymore. So that would be why we're moving. Jennifer says, my overlocker is very similar with the thread mapping printed on it. Yeah, it's one of the things I love about this particular overlocker is that they do tell you on the thing how to thread it. Julie says, I think I'll be off again. I just wanted to make sure you didn't find me too creepy the other day. No, oh, sorry, Julie, I haven't emailed you back. Yes, not at all. That was a really sweet email. I think I read it in the morning when I just woken up, and I haven't replied to, sorry, excuse me. I haven't replied to any emails at all this last week. I've not worked in the evenings, basically. I have worked all day and then gone home and spent my evenings with Wilson. So no, I didn't find it creepy at all. I thought it was a very nice email. Julie, I'm sorry I didn't reply to you. It just, yeah. One of those ones where I read it in the morning. I was like, must reply to that. And then didn't. So sorry, no, didn't find you creepy at all. Sorry. Caroline says, did you see Gertie's waist slip on her Patreon? I have. I've downloaded that one. I've never really had a waist slip before. I kind of fancy giving it a go, but I do prefer the full body slips. So yeah. Anne says, whenever I take the instructions out to read them in the evening, I've always misplaced them. Luckily, I've been sewing long enough I can figure it out. Yeah. Jennifer says, goodbye, must be going. See you again soon. Thank you for joining us, Jennifer. Linda says, could you have a sofa and telly in the sewing cave? No, there's not going to be room for that. We'll probably have a TV down there, maybe. To be fair, we actually probably listen to audiobooks up there in here. We did have my TV up in the sewing room, and I think I used it twice. And then I used my laptop for watching things. So, and my TV is going to go up in my room. But no, there's not going to be room for a sofa in there because we've got to get all of this and a cutting table in there. and my paper crafting stuff. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It will be fine. I mean, I can totally like join mum and dad in the front room if I want to. You know, they're not going to. It's nice having your own space. Totally. I will miss having a living room of my own, but I live in a studio now, and Wilson has a studio, and it's not going to be very much different to that. So I'm going to have my own TV up there. I'm going to have all my stuff up there. It's the bigger room out of the 3 rooms, the 3 bedrooms that are available. So yeah, it will be an adjustment, but it will be fine. It will be fine. Michelle says, have to take care of Pops. Nice to, yes, we do have to take care of Dad, definitely. Jennifer says, new dough hook is a wonder. It's Teflon coated where the last one was metal. No dough stuck to the hook and it's easy cleanup. Nice. Caroline says, I love a waist slip with a camisole. See, I've never tried that. I've only ever tried the full-on slips. Don't know, I'll have to give it a go. Orange Lingerie also have some beautiful camisoles and slips as well, but I know if you're a Patreon, the Gertie one is free. Julie says, it's okay, talk soon. Thank you for joining us, Julie. Right, let's just have a look through here. Ooh, yes. So this was my present from Jessica last summer for the pattern swap. It's the Heron culottes from Afternoon Sewing Patterns. And I got this out because I thought this would look really cool as well, and I could even lengthen it. So I really want to make those. This one for the waistcoat. I want to have a look at the instructions for that. Then shirt pattern. These mostly are actually shirt patterns. I've got the Charm, Rita blouse, the Josie blouse, the Evelyn, the On D sweater from Alex, the Ariel from Wilson. I put the Maya Sotis and the Zaria in here. They're new ones, and because I do think both of those would be quite cool to make. The Maya Sotis I'm going to probably do in a plain fabric to make sure I like it before I cut into one of my printed fabrics. Then we've got the Vogue 9029, which again is another new pattern, new to me pattern. And it's a princess seamed coat, and it has a ruffle on the front of one of them and ruffles on the cuffs of others. So I really want to, really want to get this one made up soon. Then I've got the Richmond blouse from Now and Then, which I really want to make soon as well. Got the Evelyn, which I've made once and I really liked, but I have adjusted the pattern to hopefully slightly fit me better. And I've got the really ridiculously expensive silk, which is £35 a metre, and I've got 2 meters of it to make this in. And I want to just do it in that silk, which is ridiculous because I can't get any more of it. And it was £70 for the silk. And if you fluff it up because I haven't made a muslin of the alterations that I've made, I will kick myself. But I can't think what other fabric I want to do it in as a muslin. So I think I just need to bite the bullet and find a pattern in here to a print, or not a print, probably one of the solids in the fabrics I showed you to do that. And then we've got the How to Do Fashion Van Lowe's set, which is trousers and a little top, which I want to give that a go as well. So yeah, I need to pull my finger out and get some of these things done, don't I? Having said that, I shall be working on a coat next. Oh dear, you kind of got to laugh, haven't you? I have such a scatterbrained approach to life. But yeah, I'm going to take these patterns up. So I'm going to take the princess coat up to reread that. I'm going to take that Vogue pattern up to have a look at the instructions for that. I'm going to have to take this one up because the reason I think I've held off making this one for so long is because I think there are quite a lot of what would be raw seams left in it the way they want you to make this, and I'm like, I don't like that, as you guys know, so I want to try and work out in my head how I make that one inside the way I want it to. This one I just need to make because I love it. I really love it. This one is pretty awesome. I'm slightly worried it might be a bit much, but and then waistcoat. Need to make waistcoat. So I'm going to take those up. It's going to be my evening reading the instructions for all of those. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night now, guys, because I haven't got anything else to waffle at you about. Charlie says, just do it. Yes, I need to. Just do it. Sarah says, have you seen Gertie's Butterick slip pattern? It's probably 10 years old now, but it was made with the knit fabric. Yes, I have seen that one. I didn't buy it because I wasn't sure that I would ever wear a knit slip, but possibly. Maria says, I've been wanting to try the 9076 and was wondering if a knit would be easier raw edgewise. Possibly. I'm going to have a read of it, like I say, and then we'll see. We'll see. Because I think it's going to end up being one that I do a sew along for because so many of you have been interested in it. So I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Linda says, night, night. Have a good evening. You too, Linda. Cecilia says, must leave you now. Hope everyone has a lovely week. Thanks for the hangout. Paula says, have a lovely evening. Anne says, good night, my dear. Thank you very much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I know it's short and sweet and it was literally me waffling at you about random stuff, but that's the kind of week it's been. So, as I say, I'm going to try and get the pattern guide, the present gift guide up tomorrow. There will be regular vlogs throughout the rest of the week, and there will be a hangout on Sunday. I will keep you posted for any house updates. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. So yes. Michelle says, will you get a hold of me when you get time, please? Night, night, sleep well. Thank you, Michelle. Mary says, night, Sean. Love the waffle. Have a great week. Thank you, Mary. Leslie says, my list of makes gets longer and longer. Trying to make a pair of ruby slippers as a doorstop, a self-drawn pattern. Have a lovely evening. Wow. Thank you, Leslie. You too. Cassie says, question, gold swimsuit or bikini? I mean, totally, yes. Nimori says, have a lovely evening and sleep well. Caroline says, have a great week. All been a pleasure. Jenna Pin says, enjoy your reading. I have pattern for the net underskirt. Oh, cool. Jennifer says, night bread is ready to rise. Cool. Noelia says, bye, Shannon, everyone. Sandy says, see you next week. Jennifer says, remember to like the video. Nimue says, might have my skirt pattern almost sorted. Oh, exciting, Nimue. Let us know how you get on in the Peeps group. Maeve says, have a great week, Sean. Thank you, Maeve. You too. Mary says, bye, Nancy, Michelle, Jennifer, and all the Peeps. But she said perps. I think she meant Peeps. Laurel says, thanks for the hangout. My pumpkin bread is cooled and is calling my name. Have a good evening. You too. Stephanie So says, I love it when you go through patterns, but then my wish list gets really long. So fun. I'm sorry. Judith says, have a good week, everyone. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. It has been a lot of fun, and I will see you all live next week, and I'll see you in the vlogs during the week. So I'm going to try and end it gracefully. Thank you, guys. Bye.